Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of Monday Mania, and if it catches on, we'll keep it up. Basically, what I'm doing with this is I'm primarily recording games in the 1977 White Sox replay on Stratomatic, and so I've been doing so many Stratomatic videos, I was like, I need some kind of variety here. So what I decided to do was to, every Monday, pick a different game that I don't usually feature on the channel to play. So this initial game is going to be Statis Pro, and the game I chose, normally I pick the day that I'm going to be doing the video. In other words, this coming Monday, I believe is the 13th. No, what day is this Monday? The 11th, 12th. Yeah, I believe it's the 13th. So normally I pick a game from May 13th to play to match the actual calendar day, but this one I want to go back to 1947, and of course the most, I guess, historic part of that was the very first game played on April 15th. It was Jackie Robinson's first major league game, and hence that's why April 15th is now Jackie Robinson Day. And in that game, the Brooklyn Dodgers hosted the Boston Braves. Yes, there was a team in Boston, National League team in Boston, and then went to Milwaukee, and then finally ended up in Atlanta. But in 1947, they were in Boston. Okay, so starting pitching matchup is Joe Hatton for the Dodgers and Johnny Sain for the Braves, and these are the actual as-played lineups. My score sheet is off to the side because the way the board is set up, there's really no room for me to show the score sheet. But what I'll do is when people get on base, I'll try to keep mentioning that so that if somebody tunes in the middle or fast forwards in the middle or whatever, you'll know what the base situation and the out situation is. Actually, I do have an extra marker that I guess I'll pull out from the old Stratomatic markers. I guess they're good for something, right? Kind of bump this a little bit. Alright, those little red markers, I'll put an extra one down there to show the outs. So, only got one left, and that's to show base runners, but if I have multiple guys on base, that would be kind of confusing, so I'm just going to let it go with that. Alright, we'll go through the starting lineups. First for the visiting Boston Braves, it'll be Dick Culler leading off, and he's going to play in the shortstop position. Boy, for some reason the focus is not good today. I'll keep it out this far. Maybe that's better. He's a shortstop leading off. Johnny Hobson center field batting second. Mike McCormick, and McCormick is in right field. He will hit third. Batting cleanup will be the third baseman, Bob Elliott. Batting fifth is the left fielder, Danny Litweiler. Hitting in the sixth position, first baseman Earl Torgeson. Hitting seventh and catching is Phil Massey. Hitting eighth, at second base, Connie Ryan. And batting ninth, Johnny Sain. Alright, for the Brooklyn Dodgers, leading off will be second baseman Eddie Stanky. Hitting second at first base is Jackie Robinson. Hitting third in center field is Pete Reiser. Batting cleanup in right field is Dixie Walker. Batting fifth in left field is Gene Hermansky. Hitting sixth, sticking together on me here. Hitting sixth and catching is Bruce Edwards. Batting seventh and playing third base is Spider Jorgensen. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Pee Wee Reese. And batting ninth and pitching, Joe Hatton. Alright, Joe Hatton, his starter rating is an 11. And Johnny Sain, his starter rating is a 13. This is a gameplay with fast action cards, not dice. I'm going to assume that you pretty much know the mechanics of Statis Pro Baseball, so I won't really go into that too much. The only thing I will do is mention, and some people have argued is not the right word for it, but debated about the clutch defense, the CD and BD ratings, saying that you should only use the CD and BD ratings when people are on base. The instruction booklet does not specify that. It does not give a disclaimer. So if a BD rating comes up, I'm going to use it whether anybody's on base or not. And if a CD comes up for the clutch defense, I'm going to use that whether anybody's on base for that or not either. Now these cards are set up in the basic format. There's no left-right splits. I do have some cards from newer seasons that are split up like that. However, there's a part up here, and it's kind of hard to see it on the game board because it's kind of far away. But if we get certain results and it's a lefty-lefty or righty-righty, then those hits will turn to outs or outs will turn to hits, like, depending on the situation. But if that comes up, we'll talk about it. But for now, we'll go ahead and just play this thing out. So we're going to start out. It's going to be Dick Culler on the mat or at the plate against Joe Hatton. Joe Hatton, his PB rating is a 2.7, and for Johnny Sane, his PB rating is also a 2.7. So they both are at 2.7s. So anything 8 or above, it goes to the hitter. So let's flip the first PB number for Mr. Culler. He is the leadoff man, shortstop. First flip is a CD, so right off the bat we got a clutch defensive check. So let's see who the clutch defensive check is on. It is on the third baseman. So the third baseman for Dodgers is Spider Jorgensen. He's got a clutch defensive rating of 3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip another card and check the clutch defensive rating on the chart. So we'll go to our clutch defensive chart right here, clutch defensive table I should say, and third baseman are right here. He is a 3, so we're going to see if it falls in this category. If we get anything higher than a 41, it's just like a foul ball. I'm going to redo. So let's see what the random number is. It is an 86, so no clutch defense. It's just we'll call it a foul ball. They'll just keep going. So Culler will be back in the box. Hatton delivers, and it's a 7, so we're under Hatton. And now the second result under Hatton is a 44. So under Hatton's card, a 44 is an out. Dick Culler is a right normal hitter, so we check the right normal for outs. In this case, everybody grounds to short. There is an asterisk, so we do need to check for an error on Pee Wee Reese. The result is none for error, so Pee Wee throws out Culler. One shortstop throws out another. One away, and here's Johnny Hop, center fielder. That's an 8, so we're under Hop's card. So let's see if he can hop to it. There's a 25. He just might. 25 is a single to right field. And since we're off Hop's card, we do need to check and see if there's an error on the play. There is none. So it's a single for Hop. And it's also going to reduce Hatton down to a 10. Alright, so Hop's at first with 1 out for McCormick. There's a 9, so we're under McCormick, his card. It's a 48. McCormick, a 48 is in the out range. Right normal. Infield at double play depth. Right normal. Right normal is a G4A. G4A with an asterisk. We'll check for an error on the second baseman Stanky. There was none. So now we go to our chart with the runner at first and a G4A. G4A, man on first. G4A. Infield back. Batter out first to second. Others advance. Or second to first, rather. So it's a 4-3 ground out. Put it in layman's terms. And Hap advances to second. So now we've got a runner at second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Bob Elliott, the catcher. I'm sorry, the third baseman. Flip is a 10, so Hatton's not getting much luck off his own card. Here's a flip for Elliott. 21, that's bad news. 21 is a single to center field. Check for an error, and then we'll check for base runner advancement as well. So it's a single to center. Make sure there's no error on Reeser. There's not. So let's go to man at second. Man on second. Let's find that man on second chart. Right here. Man on second. Let's see here. All right, we're going to use the base. It's been so long since I play this game. Sometimes I'm catching on and remembering things as we go. There's actually runner advancement on base hits is over here. So I'll read it off to you because I don't really want to move the camera around. So single to center, we have to figure out what the T rating is on Reeser. He's a T3, and the OBR rating of the runner, in this case Hop rather, Hop is an OBR B. and Reeser is in T3. So we cross-reference T3 OBRB. It says 11 to 52 he will score, but with 2 outs you add 20, so that's 11 through 72. So if this flip is a 72 or less, he will score. It's an 81, so he's out. How about that? Pete Reeser threw him out, preserves the run, so that's an 8-2 put out. I'm not really worried about defense at this point. But Hatton does give up the hit, so he's down to a 9, but he did not give up the run. So the good play there by Reeser came up firing, and he got him. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score. Eddie Stanky will be leading things off against Mr. Johnny Sane. He was one half of the Spawn and Sane Pray for Rain duo. So Stanky, Sane's a 7, PB7. That's a 3, so we're under Sane. 22 for Johnny Sane is a base hit. So it's off the pitcher card, so we don't check for an error, but it is a base hit. And we'll reduce Sane by 1. So Stanky is aboard. He doesn't steal much, so no chance of really getting a steal there. Here's Jackie Robinson. He is a double-A sacrifice bunter. So they're going to have him lay down a bunt. And the way you do that, there's a sacrifice chart up here. And he is a double-A. And I believe, I don't know if there's a provision. I'll have to check it. I don't see where there's a provision to change that if the infield is expecting it. So I'm going to stick with the double-A. I'm going to let it go. So we'll flip for Jackie. If I'm doing that incorrectly, somebody please tell me. So we're going to flip. If I can get the cards apart. Boy, don't play with dice. You get a little mixed up here. These fast action cards get a little stuck here. So we're going to flip for a PB, and when PB is a 28, ooh, it's good. Maybe we shouldn't have bunted. There would have been a BD there, but we did bunt. It's 28. 28 on a sacrifice double A is right here. It says batter out, first to pitcher covering, sacrifice. So it's a 3-1 sacrifice is how that's scored. A little bit of an unusual sacrifice result, but the runner does move to second now with 1 out. That brings up Pete Reeser. Made that nice throw from center field to end the top of the first. 6 were under Sane, and the result for Sane is a 52, which is in the out range. Pete Reeser's a left normal, so we'll check the left normal situation. So fly to right, check a man on second. If there's any advancement here, on a fly to right, batter out, runner holds. If it was FD right, then the runners would have a chance to move up, but in this case it wasn't deep enough, so Stanky had to hold at second base. There's 2 down, and that'll bring up cleanup hitter Dixie Walker. BD, he's got a chance for a clutch offensive performance here. His BD rating is a 1, so if we flip here, anything under 31 he'll do some damage. Over 31 we skip it and count it a foul ball and move on. It's an 81, so we move on. There is no BD result. So Walker will step in again. It's a 9. We're under Walker's card. And that's an 11. So Walker, now with it being an 11, we got to check and make sure he is a lefty batter, so he's not going to strike out. If he was a righty with Sane and 11, that would turn into a strikeout with that left-right modifier. But since he's a regular lefty hitter against a righty pitcher, that 11's going to stand, and the 11's an infield hit. So obviously the runner cannot score. It's only a 1 base advancement. But Stanky does go to third. So runners are at the corners, and we do knock Sane down another notch to an 11. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs for Gene Hermansky. It's an 8, which is under Hermansky's card. So we're going to flip for next result. 22. 22 is a base hit for Hermansky. We'll check for an error. There is none. So it's a base hit for Hermansky. We know Stanky will score. So the Dodgers lead it 1-0. Let's check Walker and see if he can go to third. So let's see here. Walker, he's got an OBR of C. The right fielder, McCormick, is a T3. So a C and a T3 is 11 through 46. I'm sorry, go from first to third, not second home. First to third, C3 and a T3 and a C is 11 through 62. but you add 20, so it's an 82. So 1 to 82. So basically, he's almost guaranteed to get there, and he does. So Walker will go to third. So runners are at the corners, and now we'll knock Hatton down again. 1 for the hit and 1 for the run. I mean, Sane, not Hatton. It is 1-0 Brooklyn. You can tell I'm rusty at this game, so I hope you bear with me. Maybe I'll be a little smoother as the game moves along, hopefully. Here's Bruce Edwards. Bruce Edwards. I find this game hard to do a video on as well, as opposed to just dice. 6 is Sane, so we're under his card. It's a 18. That's trouble. It's Johnny Sane, base hit to center. So now we're going to see if, well, we know the run's going to score from third, so it's 2-0 Brooklyn. Hermansky, single to center, go from first to third. The center fielder is Hop. He's a T3, and Hermansky is a B. So a B and a T3 to go from first to third on a single to center. T and a B3 is 11 through 52. You add 20, it's 11 through 72. They'll take that chance. And he's out. How about that? He got thrown out trying to get to third. So Hermansky is out 8-5 to end the inning. But another hit and another run knocks Sane down to a 7. And the inning is over. Both innings end on outs on the base paths. Interestingly enough, and after 1 complete, is Brooklyn 2 and Boston nothing. So now Braves have their work cut out for them against Joe Hatton. Here's Litweiler to lead off. That is a 6, so we're under Hatton's card. Go to a random number. 35. 35 is an out. Litweiler is a right power hitter, and he's going to fly to center. 1 away. So 1 down. And that brings up Earl Torgeson. Torgeson, 6, so we're under Hatton. 63, that's an out. Torgeson's a left-handed power hitter, but everybody's going to ground to second. There's an asterisk, but there's no error, so Stanky made the play. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Phil Massey. I guess it's Macy or Massey. You would think it'd be double S if it was Massey, so this might be Macy. I wasn't around in 47 to know. Alright, so the result is an 8, so we're under Macy's card. 63, that's in the out range. He's a right-handed power hitter. Flies to left. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Boston Braves in the second. So nothing doing off of Joe Hatton. Now Sane, going to see if he can't do a little bit better than he did the first inning. Here is Spider Jorgensen to lead things off. 7, so we're under Sane. 56, that's an out. Jorgensen's a left normal. And left normal will ground back to Sane. Sane, let's check his, he's got an error rating of 4, according to this. But there is no error there, so it's good play. 1-3 put out. And that will bring up Pee Wee Reese. So Pee Wee steps to the plate against Johnny Sane. 8, we're under Pee Wee. 22, so Pee Wee gets a base hit to right field. Will knock Sane down to a 6. Check for an error. There is none, but it's a 1-out single for Pee Wee Reese. And now the pitcher, Joe Hatton, is up. He's going to bunt, obviously, a bunt situation. Hatton's bunt rating, sacrifice rating is a AA, so obviously he'll be looking good for that. 17, might even be better than that. Let's check the chart. 17 says batter out, pitcher to second covering. So there you go. 1-4 sacrifice. There are now 2 outs, but the runner is in scoring position for the leadoff man, Eddie Stanky. He singled and scored his first trip. 9, we're under Stanky. 73, though, that's in the out range, right normal. Deep, I'm sorry, it's ground ball to short with a possible error, so we'll check to make sure there's no error. There is none. And that's the 3rd out of the inning, just a 6-3 ground out. So after 2 complete, it is 2-0 in favor of the Brooklyn Dodgers. All right, Connie Ryan, second baseman, will lead off for the Braves against Hatton. 10, so we're under Ryan's card. 34, Ryan, 34, struck him out. First strikeout of the game. So 1 away, and that brings up the pitcher, Johnny Sane. 2, so we're under Hatton. 16, Johnny Sain's got a base hit off the pitcher card. Base hit. Gonna knock him down to an 8. So Johnny Sain's aboard with a 1-out hit. Here's Dick Color. 7 is under Hatton. 78, that's in the out range. Colors are right normal. It's a fly to right, 2 down. And you got to wonder if Color had anything to say to anything. If he had anything to say to anybody, would it be Color commentary? All right, here's Johnny Hop against Hatton. CD, clutch defensive check. Third baseman, that is Spider Jorgensen. And that's a 31 to Spider Jorgensen. Clutch defense. His clutch defense is a 3. So we'll check the chart for clutch defense and see if that comes up. And the number was a 31. So clutch defense 3 and a 31 says great catch of a line drive, and he run on third, doubled off, but it's runners on first, not on third. Plus it's the final out anyway. But nice line drive catch by Spider Jorgensen ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 favor of Brooklyn. So Jackie Robinson leads things off. 10, so we're under Robinson's card. 66 though, so he's an outrange right power hitter. It's a grounder to short with an asterisk. Check for the error. There is none. So it's a 6-3 ground out, 1 away. Here's Pete Reeser. 11, so we're under Reeser's card. 68, that is in the out range. He's a left normal, so he will fly to left. 2 down. Here is Dixie Walker. 7, so we're under Sane. 84, that's an out. Dixie Walker's a left normal. He grounds to short with a possible error. 1 to 10, so it looks like it's going to be an error to me. Shortstop in this case is Color. He's an E3, so it will be an error. So let's check on what kind of an error. We do the flip for that. And the kind of error is a error 1. So let's go to the board for error 1. Now I gotta remember where the error 1 is. No, it's on here. Oh, it's with the base running situation, which was bases empty. So let's go to bases empty. Flip chart. And look at error 1. Error 1 says batter safe on error. Nothing fancy there. Just going to be an E6. So Dixie Walker reaches on the E6. You do not penalize Sane for that. So with 2 outs, runner at first on the error. Here's Gene Hermansky. BD, so that error could open up something here. He's got a BD rating of 2, so anything here 33 or less, he can do some damage. It's an 82 though, so he will not. He will actually. Now I think if it doesn't fall in that result, I think you just move on. But let me double check that just to make sure I'm right. BD. All right. If it does not fall within the BD range, then restart play with a new PB number. There you go. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so it doesn't make an out because it is not in that range. We just start over, as if the bat never happened. All right, here's flip 4 under Johnny Sane. 88 now. That's another one. Since he's a lefty, that left-right split's going to come in. That 88 will turn from an out to a base hit, 1 base advancement. So the lefty-righty split did come into play that time because of the 88. And that's going to be a base hit. So 2-out single keeps the inning going. 2-1, 2 out for Bruce Edwards. And we'll get the flip here for Sane. Sometimes I feel like if I pull a couple of cards at one time, it'll be easier. Sane and 8, so we're under Edwards' card. Edwards a 41, and he's going to strike out. So that's the end of that. So Bruce Edwards strikes out to end the inning. And at the end of 3, I will show the scorecard now, or score sheet now, since we finished the 3 innings. It is 2-0 Brooklyn, and the significance of the 3rd inning is that's when you reshuffle the cards and flip them over to keep the randomness happening. So the top of the 4th we go. Joe Hatton Still rolling along pretty good. He's got an 8 on his SR rating. Sane is down to a 5, so he could be in trouble. Spider Jorgensen, the leadoff. I'm sorry, it's McCormick, the leadoff man. He's going to come up for the Braves in the top of the 4th. Cards have been shuffled and flipped, so we are ready to go. McCormick. First flip is a 3, so we're under Hatton. 53, that's in the out range. McCormick is a right normal batter. It's going to pop it up to second, or foul it to second actually. Checking on Stanky to make sure he didn't boot it, and he did not. So that is actually a foul out to the second baseman. You don't see that happen very often in most games, but it happened here. Most times just a pop-up, not that it really matters. Here's Bob Elliott, third baseman. 11, so we're under Elliott. 35 for Elliott. He just went deep. 35 to 38 is a home run, so Bob Elliott just put the Boston Braves on the board with a solo home run. So what that's going to do for Hatton is gives up 1 for the hit, which was the ball off the bat, and then the 1 for the run that scored. So home runs cost him 2 notches, not just the 1. So with 1 out and 1 in, here's Danny Litweiler. 5, that is under Hatton. 61, that's in the out range, and Litweiler's a right-handed power hitter. He grounds it in front of the plate for the catcher Edwards. So there is an asterisk. Make sure there's no error there. There's not. So it's 2-3 ground out for out number 2. It's going to bring up Earl Torgerson, the first baseman, and he's got a clutch batting check. 37 or less, he gets it done. 51 though, so it's counted as a no play. We'll redo. 6 this time we're under Hatton. 43 is in the out range. He's a left-handed power hitter. He will ground to Spider Jorgensen at third with an asterisk, so we check for an error. There is none. It's a 5-3 ground out. And the inning's over, but the Braves do pick up the run thanks to the home run off the bat of Elliott. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 Brooklyn. Spider Jorgensen to lead things off against Johnny Sane. First flip is a 5, so we're under Sane. 64 is in the out range. He's left normal. Left normal is a fly to right. 1 away. Here's Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee, 9, so we're under Pee Wee. 75 is not going to help him. That's in the out range. He's a right. They rate him as a power hitter. That's kind of unusual. I don't usually think of him as a power hitter, but that's what they rated him, unless it's a misprint. In this case, it doesn't matter. He's going to foul it to first. So 2 down, and that brings up the pitcher Hatton. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time, so this is his first real at bat. And he's on his own card because he got a 12. 65, that's in the out range. He's right normal. That is a fly to center in the inning. So we go to the 5th. It's still 2-1 Brooklyn. And I've got the reserves here. I've picked out the guys and put them on top, the ones that actually appeared in the game. So I'm going to try to use them first and then use the other guys if we run out of players. Here's Phil Macy, or Massey. I'll call him Macy. That's a clutch defensive check. So let's see who the clutch defensive check is on. It's on the shortstop, Mr. Pee Wee Reese. And the number here is a 44. So let's check Pee Wee and see what his clutch defense. He's a 3. 44 may be out of that range. Let's take a look. Clutch defense, shortstop. 44 is a 3. 44 is no action. So just fell out of that range. So Macy gets a reprieve. He will get another chance. 7 is off of Hatton's card. 38. 38's in the out range. He's a right-handed power hitter. And he will fly to left. So 1 away. Here's Connie Ryan, the second baseman. 3, so we're under Hatton. 16, that's a base hit. So 1 out single, and that will move Hatton down to a 5. And it'll bring up the pitcher, Johnny Sane. There's already 1 out, so you wonder if they should even bother with a sacrifice, but I guess they will. He's a AA sacrifice. So we'll flip and see what we get. It's a 15, so that's a good sacrifice. That's going to be pitcher to second covering, so it's a 1-4 according to the chart. And that moves Ryan to second. He's in scoring position with 2 outs for Dick Color. And a BD, so but only up to a 17, so not much chance for him to do anything. It's 28, so that's out of range. So we go back to the at bat, check it against Hatton. It's a Z, so that's an unusual play. We haven't talked about that yet, but the Z charts are the unusual play. It could be an injury chart, could be a fielding chart, or it could just be an unusual play chart. So we'll roll. I'm so used to rolling. We'll flip for the next random number. It's an 86. So 86 says difficult fly for catcher near stands. If CD 1 or 2 ball is not caught, it remains out of play. If CD 3 or 4, catcher makes the play and runner's hold. So let's check the CD rating of the catcher. In this case, that is Bruce Edwards. He's a CD of 3, so he's going to make that catch. If he was a CD 1 or 2 or 0, he would not have made that catch. If he was a CD 1 or 2, he would not have made it, but since he's a 3, he does make it. So it's a foul out, and that is out number 3 to end the inning. So nice play there by Mr. Edwards. Color doesn't have very much commentary to say about it. He didn't like it, and the inning is over. So we start the bottom of the 5th, top of the order, Eddie Stanky against Mr. Sane. 7 is under Sane. 86, that's going to be an out. Right normal. And the right normal says ground out to short, possible error. No error this time. Although he has made an error already, Mr. Color. I'm sorry, yeah, Mr. Color. He's already made an error, but did make one that time. Here's Jackie Robinson. 12, so under Robinson's card. 84, though, is going to be an out. He's a right-handed power hitter. And he's going to line it right to Sane. So try to go back up the middle, but Sane up to the task to make that play. Here's Pete Reeser, number 3 hitter, center fielder. Flip is an 8, so we're under Reeser's card. 62, though, that's an out, so left normal. Left normal, it's a blank. Let's keep going. Ground ball to second with an asterisk. No error, so it's a 4-3 ground out. And the inning's over. So 5 innings are in the books. And the score remains, or is now, I should say, Brooklyn 2 and Boston 1. So now we start the top of the 6th. It'll be Johnny Hopp. Johnny Hopp against Hatton. Hatton's at a 5. Both pitchers are at a 5 right now for reduction. Here's Hopp, 7, which means we're under Hatton. 18, that's a base hit, so Hatton's going to drop to a 4. Leadoff single for Hopp. And let's see. Not a very good base stealer, but he's a decent runner. So what McCormick does, 6 is under Hatton. They are at double play depth. 35 under Hatton is an out. Right normal. Right normal is a GX6 with an asterisk. No error, but let's check the GX6 result. I think it's a fielder's choice, but don't remember off the top of my head. That's why we look at the charts. With the infield back, a GX6. Batter safe, runner on first, out at second. Yep, 6-4 fielder's choice. So there's one away. And that's going to bring up Bob Elliott. Third baseman. CD, clutch defensive check. On the shortstop again, that is going to be Pee Wee Reese. We know he's a 3 from previous checks. 68, that's well out of range, so Elliott will just start over. 3 off of Hatton. 66 is an out. He's a right power hitter. Grounds to second with an asterisk. No error, so it's a 4-3 ground out. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the runner's on first, wasn't he? So I got to check that again. G4, I believe that's a double play. Let's double check it. G4 with the infield back. Yep, double play. 4-6-3. So 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. And that's all for the Braves here in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, it'll be Dixie Walker facing Sane. So Walker, a 5. We're under Johnny Sane's card. 25 is a strikeout, so Johnny Sane gets the strikeout of Dixie Walker. One away. Brings up Gene Hermansky. 6 is under Sane. 86, that's an out for Mansky with his card. He is a left-handed power hitter. Left-handed power hitter, ground ball to third with the asterisk, checking third baseman for an error. That's a 7 through 10, but I don't think he's that high. Third baseman Elliott is an E5, so he's not in that range. He will make the play 5 to 3, but if that had been a 5 through 10, he would have made the play. Or he would have made an error, I should say. So now there's 2 outs for Bruce Edwards. Sane, that is an 8, so we're under Edwards. 73, he's out, right-handed power hitter. Grounder to second, checking for an error. There is none. The inning is over. So 6 innings are in the books, and it's still 2-1. So we're gonna again take the fast action cards, turn them over, and shuffle them. Both pitchers still hanging in there. Both starters not fatigued yet, and they're both pitching pretty well. All right, so Danny Litweiler leads things off here to start top of the 7th against Hatton. Litweiler's a right-handed power hitter. 7, so we're under Hatton. 34, that is going to be an out. We know he's a right-handed power hitter. And he's going to fly to right, so 1 away. 1 down, that'll bring up Earl Torgeson, first baseman. 11, so we're under Torgeson's card. We got a 36. So Torgeson in a 36 struck him out. Torgeson 2 down for Phil Macy. 6 is under Hatton. 76 is an out. He's a right-handed power hitter. Right-handed power hitter pops it up or fouls it to short, I should say. Right behind the third base bag. Pee Wee Reese ranges into foul territory, makes the play, and we are at the 7th inning stretch here in Brooklyn. 2-1, still our score. And the leadoff man is Spider Jorgensen. See if he can use his spidey senses. Get a hit off of Johnny Sane. It's a 9, so it's under Jorgensen's card. And he did it, 22. He did use his spidey senses and got a double. Double to left, leadoff double for Spider Jorgensen. Knocks Sane down to a 4. And now that'll bring up Pee Wee Reese. So Pee Wee, 6 is under Sane. 18 though, that's a low number, so 18 is going to be a base hit. So we'll check runner advancement. See if the runner wants to try to score. Jorgensen is a C. The base hit, number 18, went to center. Center fielder's arm, Hap, is a T3. T3 and a C to go from second to home. Where'd it go here? Right here, C and a T3 is 11 through 46. You don't get the boost, so he's going to stop at third with nobody out. No sense in being reckless here. So that brings up the pitcher, Joe Hatton. And did they want to let Hatton pitch some more, or are they going to? They may go for the jugular here and pinch hit for Hatton. I think that's what they're going to do. They are going to turn it over to Hugh Casey, I believe, in the bullpen. So right now, Archie Vaughn is going to pinch hit for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Archie Vaughn, he's going to pinch hit for Hatton with runners on the corners. Runners on the corners. And I believe that knocked him down to a 3, if I'm not mistaken. So here is Vaughn. 7, which is under Sane. 23 is a base hit again. So a base hit, and that will score the run. Pinch hit single will score the run. Pee Wee Reese, let's see where the single went. 23 went to right field, so go from first to third on a single to right. Pee Wee is a C. Right fielder. McCormick is a T3. Single to right, C, and a T3 is 11 through 62. You know, with nobody out, they're going to hold him there. And now I'm being beckoned, so I have no way of pausing this video, so you guys will keep chatting. I will be right back to finish out this ball game. I'm going to go see what the missus wants. texting me while I'm trying to do the video, so be right back, folks. Alright everybody, I apologize for that mild interruption. Okay, let's get back to where we were. We just had a base hit, pinch hit single by Arky Vaughan. Put the Dodgers ahead 3-1. So that single is going to knock down Stinky to a 1. I'm sorry, Sane to a 1. So he's almost done. And if we look to the bullpen for the Boston Braves, Mort Cooper could be coming in very shortly. Let's see here. Stanky steps to the plate. Runs on the corners. Nobody out, by the way. Pitch to Sane is a 7, so we're off Sane's card. 41 is an out. He is a right normal. Right normal. GX1 with an asterisk. No error, but now we have to check the runner advancement. GX1 with runners on the corners. GX1. Runners on the corners. Infield in, infield back. Infield back, batter safe, runner on first, out at second, runner on third, scores. So in this case, depends on if they played the infield in. You know what? They would have played the infield in because they're down by so much. So runner on third will hold. Runner on first goes to second. So this is going to be a 1-3 ground out. I think that's what would have been the safe play to do. Actually, you know what? Runs on first and second. Not bad. I thought it was first and third. It's first and second. Let's look at this again. Batter safe. Runner on first. Out at second. Runner goes to third. Okay, so it's going to be a fielder's choice, not a 1-3 ground out, but a fielder's choice with the pinch hitter Vaughn out 1-6, and Reese goes to third. So now runners are at the corners with 1 out, and Jackie Robinson, the batter, they're going to play infield double play depth. They want to turn 2 and get out of this inning, if at all possible. Could be Sane's last batter. Clutch defense could get him out of a jam here. Shortstop, so Mr. Color, CD rating's only a 1, so it may not do much for him. Let's check the random number and see. 51, no, it's way out of range, so Jackie Robinson's going to get a chance to reboot. 7, we're under Sane. 23 is a base hit. That's going to be all for Johnny Sane, as Jackie Robinson an RBI single to score Pee Wee Reese. And let's check on Stanky. The 23 is a base hit to right. Still only 1 out though, so they're going to hold Stanky at second. But now we got a pitching change because Sane has hit his point of weakness, and Reeser coming up. So actually, the Braves might go to a lefty. They're going to go to Walt Lanfranconi. So Walt Lanfranconi is actually going to be the new pitcher. And he's going to come in. He'll stay in the number 9 position. No double switches or anything. They're just going to let him finish out this inning, then pinch hit for him. So Lanfranconi, and his relief rating is a 5. So Lanfranconi will be in. Not a good day for Johnny Sane. Should have prayed for rain. All right. So Weezer, lefty on lefty against Lanfranconi, I should say. He is a PB7. That's a 6. So we're under the pitcher. 32, and he gets a strikeout right away. No, he doesn't. 28. His 32 is an out. Left normal for Reese. He is a foul out to first base as long as there's no error, and there's not. So everybody has to hold. 2 down for Dixie Walker. Another lefty on lefty matchup for Lan Franconi, and it's under his card. 38, that's an out. He's a left normal. Pops it up to, or fouls it out to the second baseman. Ends the inning, but looks like, to me, like 2 runs come in. And at the end of 7, it is 4-1 Brooklyn. And we will get a new pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers. It is Hugh Casey. So Hugh Casey is in. And he's going to look to finish out those last 2 innings and get the save. At least that's the plan by Brooklyn. So Hugh Casey, Hatton goes 7 and will qualify for the win if they can hold on. His relief rating is a 9, so pretty good relief rating there for Casey. And now Tommy Holmes. Tommy Holmes is going to be the pinch hitter for Lan Franconi as his spot comes up second in the order. And then Mort Cooper will be coming in to pitch for the Braves. Mort Cooper. So we'll get those things all situated. Mort Cooper will be a 9 when the time comes. Put Mort Cooper there. But right now we're looking at Tommy Holmes pinch hitting. But first Connie Ryan's going to lead us off, and then Holmes will pinch hit after him to start the 8th. Casey, fresh as a daisy. He is a PB 2-6. That's a 2, so we're under Casey. 16, though, it's a base hit, so Ryan gets the base hit off of Casey. To start us off, Casey's now down to an 8, and we will get a pinch hitter. Of course, that's Tommy Holmes. We just mentioned that. So Holmes will pinch hit against Casey. To 4, we're under Casey. 45, that's an out. Holmes is the left normal. It's ground ball to third. Could be a double play. Spider Jorgensen has an asterisk, though. He's got to field it. And let's check Spider Jorgensen to make sure he doesn't boot it. 1-10, he's going to boot it. How about that? Perfect double play ball, and Spider Jorgensen has an E of 5. That's a 1-10, so it is an error. Let's see what kind of an error. Do that with the next flip. For the third baseman, it is an E, error number 3. So we go to runner at first. And error number 3. Error number 3, muffed ball, batter safe on error, runner to second. OBR A or B will get to third. So the runner that was already on first, Connie Ryan, if he had an OBR A or B, he would go to third, but he does not, so he stays there. And we don't reduce Casey because it's an error. So that's an E5. Puts runners at first and second, nobody out. And now that will bring up Tommy Holmes. I'm sorry, he was just a hitter. That'll bring up top of the order, Dick Culler. Culler. And 9, that's under Culler. 25 could be trouble. 25 is a base hit. We'll check for an error. There is none, but it's a base hit to right field for Culler. And you wonder, they might just go ahead and hold everybody up right there. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Might as well keep the train moving. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Here's Johnny Hopp. Johnny Hopp. So Hugh Casey struggling. 4 is under Casey. 88. And again, that's going to bring in the left-right splits because Hopp is a lefty, Casey's a righty. So that 88 turns into a base hit with a 1-base advancement. The train continues to move. Yes, that's an RBI single. And that cuts into the lead. Casey will drop 1 for the hit, 1 for the run. It's now a 4-2 game and still nobody out and the bases are loaded. Casey's in big-time trouble. And he's not even at the bat. Here's McCormick. And 8, we're under McCormick. Infield's double play depth. They need outs. 41. 41 is an out. He's a right normal. GX4 with an asterisk. That's what Stanky does. He does make the play, but we'll check bases loaded GX4. Probably just a forced play at second, I guess. GX4 with the infield back. Runner on first out at second. Batter safe. Everybody else advances. So it's exactly what it is. 4-6 force play. But the run will score. It's an unearned run. The lead is now cut to 4-3. RBI ground out by McCormick. And it's also going to move, let's see here. Yeah, it's going to move color over to third. So now runners are on the corners on that RBI ground out. Runners are on the corners. Since the run came in, we reduced him by another number down to a 4. So McCormick with the RBI ground out cuts the lead to 4-3. There's only one out, and runners are at the corners. So infield double play depth for Bob Elliott. Bob Elliott. And 8 is under Elliott. 31. 31 is a double for Elliott. So how about that? A double to center field. We'll check for an error on Reeser. There is none, but it is a double. And that's going to score at least 1, if not 2. The runner, McCormick, has an OBR of B, so he's got a good chance of scoring here to go from first to home on a double. Let's see here. Was it double to 31? It was a double to center. So Reeser's arm is a T3, and he's an OBRB. T3 OBRB is 11-36, so they're going to hold him up. They're not going to chance it. You don't get that 2-out boost. But we are tied at 4-4. So Hatton, his win has been taken away, and Casey, base hit and a run, is going to knock him down big time. He may need relief right away. He's having serious issues. Runs to second and third, 1 out, then infield is in. Litweiler off of Casey. It goes under Casey's card. 42, that is an out. He's a right-handed power hitter. That's a fly to right, so let's check and see if there's a sacrifice possibility. I don't think there is. I think it has to be a deep fly to be that possibility. Let's check second and third. Oops. Second and third. On an F9. Well, it says OBR A or B, OBR A, B, or C on third scores. So how about that? How about that? So the guy on third was McCormick. So let's see what McCormick's OBR rating was. I think he was a B. Was he not? He certainly was. So that will be a sacrifice fly. So how about that? A sacrifice fly to right, and the Braves have come all the way back to take the lead. And it also says that a runner on second, which was Elliott, if he's got a OBR A or B, he goes to third. So let's check Elliott. He's a C. He will not go to third. So Braves now lead at 5-4. And the 8th man to bat in the inning will be Earl Torgeson. Runners at second with 2 outs. Torgeson. 7 is under Torgeson's card. 87. And again, the left-right splits come into play. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher, 87. That's a base hit with a 2-base advancement. And the Braves have come all the way back and really now have taken a 2-run lead. And that's going to be all for Casey. They just, when we talk about blowing it, Hugh Casey just did not have it today. He is long gone. And the Dodger fans, them bums, the fans out there, the Symphony and everybody else are just pitching a fit. So now they're going to bring in Hal Gregg as a relief pitcher. Hal Gregg will be coming on. He is a right-handed reliever. Casey only goes 2/3 of an inning. He's given up 5 runs already. And the run on first is his responsibility. Gregg's relief rating is an 8. All right, so now Phil Macy. So you can see a couple times already the left-right splits have really come in, even though we're using the basic version. Here's Macy. It's a 5, so we're under Gregg. That's a 56, so that's an out. Right-handed power hitter. Fouls out to the catcher, so they sent 9 to the plate. 5 scored. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-4 in favor of the Braves. So how about that? 6-4. And Mort Cooper will be coming on. And we may get a double switch here because Cooper's going to be set to bat second next inning. They want him to pitch some more. So Cooper's actually going to take over Let's see here. He's going to bat in the number 5 spot. And Litweiler is going to be removed for another left fielder. Left fielder is going to be Bama Roll. So Bama is going to bat in the 9th position. Cooper is going to end up batting in Litweiler's number 5 position on the double switch. So that means that next inning Roll will bat second. So Cooper again is a 9. So let's write all this information in. Cooper's going to hit in the number 5 position so he can pitch 2 innings before his spot comes up. And Bama Roll will take over in left field and hit in the number 9 position. All right, got those little bit of bookkeeping out of the way. And now we're looking at Gene Hermansky coming up for the Dodgers, facing Mort Cooper. Cooper is a 2.6 on his PV rating. So we'll check Hermansky. It's a 7, so we're under Hermansky's card. That's a 31, so Hermansky, a 31 is a home run. How about that? Gene Hermansky, home run, solo shot, right off the bat against Cooper. Lead is cut to 6-5. So we drop 2 on Cooper. It's a 6-5 game. So definitely not out of the woodwork yet. Here's Bruce Edwards. That's an 8, so we're under Edwards. That's a 62. That's an out. Right power. Deep fly to left. No error, so it's deep fly to left. 1 away. Brings up Spider Jorgensen. Spider Jorgensen using his spidey senses. 6 is under Cooper. 26 going to strike him out, so his spider sense didn't help him there. 2 down for Pee Wee Reese. So Pee Wee steps in. A 9, we're under Pee Wee. A 48. 48 is a walk. So Pee Wee Reese is going to draw a 2-out walk. And now we get to the pitcher spot, Hal Gregg. So we're going to get a pinch hitter for Hal Gregg. And it's going to be Carl Furillo, the Reading Rifle. Carl Furillo is going to get a chance to pinch hit. And new pitcher is going to be Hank Berman. Hank Berman is going to be the new pitcher for Brooklyn in the top of the 9th. Right now, Furillo in there to pinch hit. And Berman will take over on the mound in the 9th. So 2 outs, 1 run in, and 1 on for Furillo, pinch hitting against Cooper. Flip is a 5, so we're under Cooper. 27, and that's a strikeout. So Furillo fails in his pinch hitting duties. Innings over, but the Dodgers do inch closer. After 8 complete, score is Boston 6 and Brooklyn 5. And normally we'd redo the cards after every 3 innings, but I think the way that inning went, we used a lot of cards. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for the 9th so we can keep some randomness going here. Berman, his relief rating is a 9, so we'll put him there as a 9. Cooper was a relief rating of 9. He's now a 7 thanks to the home running. Oh, he actually down to a 6 because we gave up a walk to Pee Wee Reese. So he's at a 6. All right. Top of the 9th, Connie Ryan. And then Bama Roll, who came over on the double switch, will hit second. And then it's Mr. Dick Culler hitting third. So here's Connie Ryan, second baseman, leading things off. It's blank. We'll try it again. It's a 3, so we're under Berman. 26 for Berman is a strikeout. Hank Berman, number 26, is his first number in the strikeout. So Berman takes out Ryan, 1 away. And now that brings up Bama Roll, or Bama Roel. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. 11, so we're under Bama. 62, out of range, left normal. Left normal, ground ball to second. No error on Stanky. He makes the play. 2 down for Dick Culler. 2 off Berman. 85, it's an out. color is a right normal, which is a ground ball to short. Checking on the error for Pee Wee Reese. He does not make one, so it's a good play. 1, 2, 3 inning turned in by Hank Berman. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Dodgers. They trail it 6-5. And they do have the top of the order. They're going to have, top of the order. They have Eddie Stanky, Jackie Robinson, and Pete Reiser against Mort Cooper. Let's see how this goes. Cooper, again, a 2.6 for his PB rating. It's a 7, so we're under Stanky. It's 12 now. This could be problematic because Cooper is a right-hander and Stanky is a right-hander. So it's not going to be a single. The 12-12 against a right-hander is a foul out to the catcher. So that's, again, where the left-rights come into play. Even when you don't have the cards with splits, when you get those extreme numbers like 11, 12, 88, and 87, they come into play. And that's what it says here. You can't see it, but it's what it says right here on this chart. 11 is a strikeout, 12 is a foul out. So there's one away for Jackie Robinson. Cooper, an 8, so we're under Jackie. 68, he's going to make it out. Right power hitter. Pops or fouls it to second base for out number 2. So the last chance for the Dodgers is Pete Reiser. 2 down, last chance, Pete Reiser against Cooper. Or else Hugh Casey will take the loss. And the winner would actually be Lanfranconi, and Cooper would get the save. It's a 4, so we're under Cooper. It's a 34, and that's an out, the last number in the out range. Look at that. Reiser's a left normal, so unless it's an error, it's going to be the end of the game. It's a ground ball to short with a possible error, but there is no error, so the ball game is over. Cooper hangs on, and there's your ball game, 6-5. Favor of the Boston Braves. Now let's do some totals here. I believe each team made an error. Let's check the hits for Boston. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hits. 6, 11, and 1 for Boston. For Brooklyn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They also had 11. These are all unofficial because I'm doing them real fast. Left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only got 4 left on for Boston. They made the most of their base runners. Brooklyn, on the other hand, I think left a few on. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they only left 6. Both of them had runners thrown on the base paths, but unofficially, 6, 11, and 1 for Boston, 5, 11, and 1 for Brooklyn. Winning pitcher was Lanfranconi, and the loser was Hugh Casey, with Mort Cooper getting the save. So hopefully this Monday Mania will be something people like, and if it is, we'll keep it going. I've got a schedule already pre-planned to rotate the different games, and this first game, of course, was Statis Pro, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think the next game is Payoff Pitch, but don't quote me on it. I think it is, but like I said, I don't have it in front of me. But there's a rotation going between Statis Pro, Payoff Pitch, Inside Pitch, History Maker Baseball, Replay Baseball, and Action PC Baseball on the computer. So I plan to rotate those every Monday. And what I'll do is do the video of these on either Saturday or Sunday, and then put them on Premiere at Monday at noon, like a lunchtime thing, sort of like lunch with Ron. But since Ron doesn't record on Mondays due to personal things he's got to deal with, Mondays are open, so I'm going to try it. And like I said, next Monday, I believe, is the 20th. So what I'm going to do is pick a game that was actually played on May the 20th from one of the years of one of the games. Don't know which, I don't have it in front of me to know which one it is, but that's just what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be strat-free. It's a strat-free zone. The only strat I'm going to have is the 77 White Sox replay. So in order to get the other board games out there that I play on camera and get exposure to those and let people see those, is I figured let's do this Monday Mania and see how things go. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I apologize for the interruption I had, where I had to step away for a few minutes. Hopefully it wasn't that long, maybe a minute and a half tops. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes on this game. I don't think I did. It's the only game out there with no dice, so definitely had to, get used to that. These cards I got were, a long time ago. I bought them off of eBay, for the PDF versions. I think they were about $10, and I just printed off the teams that I needed. But it does have neat little logos on them and all their numbers and everything. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed the first edition of Monday Mania. If it's decently received, then we'll keep it going and try to make it a sort of a tradition, almost the way Ron's doing it with his 82 Action PC Baseball lunchtime replays usually it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. So we'll see if I can find my niche here on Monday at lunch and see how it goes. So we'll see how it turns out, and if it's well received, we'll keep it going. If it turns out to be a dud, then we'll come up with something else. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.